One man can't save Nigeria.
You cannot tell me that P2P cannot change this country when he has already started changing the country.
Nigeria is like a woman who has been assaulted through every ruling government, whether that was the British, the political ruling class, the military ruling class, and every election cycle, she's just propped up. They just put makeup on her and sell a dream.
Yeah.
But this person is really on the sick bed. She's sick, she's dying, she has diseases that are ravaging her, and we're not talking about them. We're just selling a
Papering over
fantasy
cracks.
and just papering over this crack. The goal actually is not, a better Nigeria. A better Nigeria is a means to an end. It's not an end in and of itself. It's a means to an end. And what is the end? The end is the salvation of souls of men. That men will be saved, that people will have an opportunity to experience, shadows of what the reign of Christ would be like. That people will have an opportunity to hear the gospel, practice the gospel, see the gospel in play, in real life. The reason why we are where we are is because we are not exalting righteousness. We've exalted money and mammon, and yet we are poor. Because at the end of the day, a hungry man has no food for thought.
Hello? Yes, you're listening to the Easy Like Sunday Morning podcast. I want to start at the very beginning. So, when we met, right? When we started dating, not when we met, but one of the first things you told me about yourself was your desire to run for political office. Yeah, and
I can't even remember that conversation.
well, it's not like you said it to
Was I
me.
using it to like sell myself?
No, no,
was
it
the
was
premise?
more like you were driving to drop me off at home. Then you were like, oh, you wanted to show me something. I think it was like a list
that
of
mind.
like
Oh, right,
goals
right,
and
right,
ambitions
right.
you had for your life, and then you showed it to me, and then I saw it, and I was like, whoa.
I don't think it's still there, funny enough.
Yeah, I think you must have erased it by now. But yeah, there was that desire like, oh, you want to run for political office. You were very passionate about the country, and
I still am.
I think you still are. Your view has just evolved. You don't necessarily believe that the only way to effect change is from the top. You have, and we've discussed this in different ways over the years, but let me not jump ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. When and why do you think you have this passion for Nigeria? Like, when did it start, and why do you think you have it?
When did it start? To be honest, I can't tell though. I can't tell. In many ways, I think it was God-given. In many ways. I just remember being interested in Nigeria, being interested in politics. So that's why I say I think it was God-given. And I think that, God is such a great orchestrator, like we always say, and he puts me in a family where my dad was always reading newspapers. So I'll always go buy newspapers for him, and he always used to read the editorials. I don't even think that's a thing anymore.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Sad. So anyway, so I saw that and I started emulating him, reading newspapers, especially the editorials, before the news or at the back pages, And these were really just opinions on things that were going on in society, opinions on things that could be changed or improved, policies, political thoughts, more or less. At a point, I was even cutting up these pieces and just storing away, because if I saw one that I thought, oh, this is so good, I'll just cut it and keep, So that's how it started. And from there, I started taking notes on like different ideas. And it was just fascinating. So I'll read the newspapers, and I also started reading a lot of history. First, it was world history, then Nigerian history, like just different books I could get my hands on about Nigeria. I think I still do.
Yes, you still do.
Yeah, so I think so there was the foundation, and then there was feeding, this thing that I felt was building up. So that's really how it started.
Yeah.
And then just continuous conversations with people, debates,
Yeah, I think you're one of the most passionate people I've met, that really want the country to work, to be better. When I was married, when we got married, that's when I was now drafted into the
How did you get drafted in? Do you remember?
Well, it was a dream I had. Like shortly after we got married, we had been married for like maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I had a dream about Nigeria's history, funny enough. I saw a particular man in my dream. So God speaks to me in my dream. So it's not uncommon for me to have those like revelatory dreams. So I had this dream about this particular man who was assisting the white people. So I was dreaming of like way before Nigeria's independence.
Right.
The roads were not even really tarred in this particular dream, but there was a car and it was driving on like a dusty road. There was grass everywhere. And someone was saying in the dream like, oh, basically just saying that the white people who came into Nigeria may not have acted in the interest of Nigeria.
Of course.
Like, that's what the person was saying in the dream. And there was a particular man I saw that was sort of aiding their interests. And then I woke up and I was like, that is so strange. Like, why am I dreaming of Nigeria in 1940 something type or maybe even 18 some? I was like, so I shared it with you like, oh, this is what I dreamt. Like, what's that about? And you were like, oh, you think you know? Because I described the man and you were like, is this the man? And I was like, yeah, that was who I saw. Oh,
I was so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, there's this documentary you have to watch.
Yeah.
And we're going to link the documentary down in the comment section below so you can watch it.
Recommended viewing.
Yeah. Why do you think it's important for Nigerians to know their history? Because I think, unfortunately, we don't talk enough about like where we are coming from.
Man. Okay. First, let me answer the question before adding other things. So you know the quote that says that those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. It rings so true. But as for why we don't know our history, I think it is intentional. I think that, you know, a lot of things are just hidden when it comes to our history. You know, Nigeria is in the dark, figuratively and literally. Like, there's no electricity and a lot of things are just hidden away. Sometimes they're hidden out of fear, out of concern that if these things come to light, it might spark something. It might spark a revolt or whatever. So, you know, sometimes good intentions lead us astray. But yeah, there's an intentionality about our history being hidden away. We are not taught it in schools.
Many of them are not even digitized. They are
At
still,
all.
like record keeping is still analog.
It's still analog.
Yeah.
And a couple of people who even have the true details of history were like 10 to 20 years away from losing them.
Wow.
And it's very sad. So I think that, in fact, one of the things that people have to do is to be intentional about finding out about our history, because it's not something that is readily available. It's not in our curriculum in schools, and even if it is,
It's very controlled.
It's very controlled. There are certain topics that are not touched. Certain topics, you know, you have to really find books written by so many people. So yeah, that's it really.
But it's like, how do we even collectively come together to do that, right? Like, for instance, I loved what you said, you know, when the last election was holding and we thought that there was finally hope for the country because of a particular candidate that was running. You had said that, oh, you wish that part of what presidents would do is do a tour around the country and just go around and like sensitize people, like create that sense of like nationhood. And I thought that was a really good idea. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think about this concept that a lot of Nigerians have that one day we will finally have a president that will do the right thing? Like, this man will come, he will set things right, he will make everything good, like, and everybody's waiting for that day and praying for that person to come here. What do you think about that?
I think we've discussed this before.
Yes, we have.
And I think what we kind of landed on was that one man can't save Nigeria.
Yeah.
It sounds sad, but if you consider what's like just the system at play, one man cannot save Nigeria because one man cannot re-engineer the entire system. It's too much for one man to do. So yes, one person can come and, you know, lead the change and even drive the vision. But at the end of the day, it requires like a group of committed leaders, and it requires the buy-in of a majority of the people, which is why I was talking about doing the talk. Because someone has to sell the vision to the people. Someone even has to let the people know where we truly are as a nation.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that every election cycle, all we hear are the same redundant promises. It's getting repetitive and annoying.
Yeah.
The same redundant promises, oh, light, oh, this. Like, I don't even think they're even making the quality of promises they used to. Well, no one's really saying anything about education. Like, what is the promise for education?
Yeah.
What was the manifesto about healthcare? You know, when it comes to the things that will help the common man, like, what are we really saying?
Yeah.
So it will really take the selling of a vision to the people that will first require them to acknowledge where we have gotten to. And where we have gotten to is a terrible place. There's a story that we've discussed before, how Nigeria is like a woman who has been assaulted through every ruling government, whether that was the British, the political ruling class, the military ruling class, and every election cycle, she's just propped up. They just put makeup on her and sell a dream.
Yeah.
But this person is really on the sick bed. She's sick, she's dying, she has diseases that are ravaging her, and we're not talking about them. We're just selling
Papering
the
over
fantasy
cracks.
and just papering over these cracks. So we will need, as much as one man can't save the nation, but at some point, someone or people will need to actively educate the people about the state of the nation, the dire state of the nation, for them to see what it really is. One thing, I'm also wary about is creating an idol in my heart of either other nations or a better Nigeria. So I don't want a better Nigeria to become an idol in my heart.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I'm always, having this vision of, which was why I changed my goals at some point, because the goal actually is not, a better Nigeria. A better Nigeria is a means to an end. It's not an end in and of itself. It's a means to an end. And what is the end? The end is the salvation of souls of men. In 1 Timothy 2, I think 1 to 4, when it talks about praying about leaders, funny enough, praying for those who, are in authority over you. Funny enough, in the 4th verse is the verse that talks about how, the desire of God is for men to be saved. So at the end of the day, that is the most critical thing. So the development of our nation, as great as it is and as much as I would desire that, is really just a means to that end, that men will be saved, that people will have an opportunity to experience, shadows of what the reign of Christ will be like. That people will have an opportunity to hear the gospel, practice the gospel, see the gospel in play, in real life, Even the development of the nation, at the end of the day, is still hinged on biblical principles, because the Bible says righteousness exalts a nation. The reason why we are where we are is because we are not exalting righteousness. We've exalted money and mammon, and yet we are poor. Like, it's not even tallying. The things that we've put up are the things that are still bringing us down. So we need to reorient. So yeah.
And the Bible also says that when the righteous are in power, the people prosper. When the wicked are in power, what happens to the people? They perish. Okay.
The funny thing is, I don't think that everyone in power is necessarily wicked.
No, I'm not saying they are wicked.
No, let's just say by the way thing. I don't even think they are necessarily wicked. I think it's either they are wicked, not either. They could be wicked, or they could be incompetent, or they could be short-sighted,
or
they could be selfish, or...
Are these not all wickednesses?
I don't think so. To be wicked is just to... You don't care about people. You just want to do your own thing.
I feel like that's a lot of Nigerian leaders, unfortunately, to be honest.
It is a lot.
And I think that it's just that belief that we don't matter. Like, who are we to talk? Like, what are we? Like, it's just about, like, enriching of oneself, And that's why I think that it's an embarrassment to anybody who is, like, all they're thinking about is, okay, it's already happened. Let me just see how I can align myself. I feel like that's very embarrassing for you.
But can you blame? Okay, let me not say can you blame people, but
yeah, because I feel like how can you
human
be boasting that your friend is a politician's child? Let's say the child of a politician that is impoverishing the nation. It's like that's the reason why you don't have passport and you are boasting about it. Like it's like hello.
Well, that's what I mean about being short-sighted, because at the end of the day, a hungry man has no food for thought. So
What are all these bars?
behave.
A hungry man has no food for thought.
Yeah, so you can't see beyond survival mode.
Yeah.
It really takes like something else to push your eyes beyond your nose. So if someone is close to power and sees that power as a means to escape poverty, it's really like a human response. It's really a human response. Most people have even given up on the nation per se. They don't really see
Honestly
how far this country can go. So why shouldn't I just take care of myself? Why shouldn't I do the things that would benefit myself and my family, or at least allow me to be my own local government, providing my own security, water, power, and all these things that I think I need for a better life. So it's really just a natural response. And which is why I said that it's not everyone that is, let me say, blatantly wicked.
Hi guys, editing Ezinne here. So when we sat to film this episode, we had every intention of really talking about Nigeria, like doing a 1 or 2 hour long episode talking about how we started caring deeply about this country, what shifted in us, why we've become more emotionally invested in where our nation is heading, and so much more. We wanted to discuss some of the terrible things that have been happening in Nigeria and also share some things that we think we can do as Nigerians on our own parts to move the country forward. But then NEPA took the light for hours and we weren't able to finish filming that episode. And honestly, it almost felt symbolic. There is something deeply exhausting about trying to build a life in a country where basic systems constantly fail the people that they are supposed to serve. And yet we see Nigerians still trying. People are still waking up every day and choosing hope, choosing to go to work, choosing survival. But it's difficult to ignore what is happening around us in the country. The kidnappings, the insecurities, the senseless loss of life, the hardships, the fear that so many Nigerians quietly live with every day. Even speaking up can feel dangerous sometimes, but as a people, we are angry, we are tired, we are disillusioned. But in spite of all of these, I want to encourage you not to give up hope. I think one of the worst things that can happen to a nation is when the good people in it completely disengage from whatever is happening. So let this video serve as a reminder to you to please get your PVC, which is your permanent voters card, not because one election will magically fix Nigeria and all of its problems overnight, but silence and apathy definitely would not help. 2027 may feel far away, but nations change because people decide that they are no longer comfortable watching things happen from the sidelines. So we want to encourage you to vote thoughtfully, vote responsibly, vote with the future in mind. And please don't sell your future for the temporary comfort of yourself or your loved ones. We owe ourselves more than survival. We deserve a country that lets the average person dream again. We deserve a country where the son of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. And we'll hopefully finish this conversation properly another day. But for now, stay safe, stay prayerful, and keep playing your own part to move Nigeria forward. Don't give bribes. Don't overtake people on queues. Don't drive one way. Don't just do things and say, oh, this is Nigeria. You have to play your own part because at the end of the day, one man cannot save Nigeria. So I hope this video has been helpful in some way. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up, to give it a like. Don't forget to share with everyone you know so that they are also encouraged to play their own part in moving Nigeria forward. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I will see you in the next one.